I'm talking with Adam Hudgeon here in the studio, and this all goes on from some thing you put on your Facebook page the other day. As so many stories these days start with that, and it's about mental health.
Yeah.
We have talked about this in the past, but every time we come to the subject, I just realise that there's so many people out there who have issues these days. And maybe we should go right back and talk about you and what problems you've had in that area, and then what you've been doing. Is that all right?
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah. Well, I started off. There was nothing wrong with me or anything. I had no symptoms or anything like that. I just woke up really tired one morning, like really drained. Felt like I had the flu. I went to the gym, then went to work. Fell asleep on my lunch at work, which I rarely do. And yeah, I just plodded through the day really. And then I got home and had a bath. And I got out of the bath and I just went really light, like the bath was too hot.
Yeah.
I went really light, my ears started ringing, my heart went through the roof, heart rate. I was shaking like mad. Mum called an ambulance, obviously, because I thought it was a heart attack. I got to hospital and they stated that I'd had a panic attack. Which,
the first one you ever had?
Yeah, completely new to me.
I've had some of those. They just, when you have the first one, you just don't know what's going to be.
Really scares you as
Yeah.
well. Really shocks you. It's a shock to your whole system. It takes a lot of time to get over as well. The first one.
Yeah.
It took me probably 3 weeks to leave the house after it. Because I felt nervous that it was going to happen again.
Right.
I couldn't even go and pick my little boy up from school. I was in that much of a state. Yes, and I tried to get some help from there. My boss at B&B helped me a lot, getting help. I just didn't think the help was the right help at the time. I had 3 sessions with a lady and I didn't really get past my 4th birthday with her. And
with like a shrink, is it sort of
yeah,
person?
exactly,
Was it someone talking
yeah.
to you and trying to understand what you... Oh, yeah, okay.
Exactly, trying to understand my childhood, which I've had a really good childhood, so that was new to me. But she said, you're going to need 8 to 12 sessions, and I can't afford that, man. Like I'm
Are you going private on this one?
Yeah, this was private at the time. Yeah, my boss actually.
Is it hundreds of pounds an hour or something?
Yeah, my boss actually helped me out for the first 3 sessions.
Oh.
Yeah, and I didn't get past sort of my 4th birthday, so I couldn't afford to carry on. So I sort of took a step back, not really believing that it was, any sort of mental health issue. I thought that the doctors may have missed something. Yes, in and out of doctors, in and out of hospitals for the next 8 months with these panic attacks and not being able to leave the house some days.
It sounds like it spiraled then, did it?
Yeah.
Almost a cause and effect, because you worried about having a panic attack, which
Exactly.
can almost bring one on.
Yeah, that's the thing with panic attacks. I think you grow to really be nervous of the panic attack happening, even if you're not having a panic attack. So everything that you do, it's consciously on your mind, and you can spiral from.
So your heart rate gets faster and faster, and your breathing gets shallow and shallow. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Been there. Paper bag, I find is quite good about.
Yeah, do you know, I have tried that.
Yeah, it takes action that, but anyway. But I'm not trying to give you any advice. But from this, things got worse. I mean, you couldn't carry on working or something, could you?
No, I got to the point where I was nervous about going into work, thinking it was going to happen in work in front of everyone. I didn't want to put myself in that situation. I thought maybe it had something to do with work at the start. I wasn't sure. So yeah, I left my job that I like doing. I really like doing. I like everyone down there. It was a tough one, but it felt like it's something I had to do to try and get myself better.
What you did, stay at home, watch daytime TV?
Yeah, no daytime TV. No. Do you know what? It was podcasts on mental health. It was books. Just reading the whole time, listening, trying to work out what was going on with me.
And did you find a way out of that? Was it still?
I still don't really know why it happened. Maybe I was going through a little bit of a tougher time. I just moved back to Ireland for a little bit. But I haven't got an answer, no. And I don't think you have to have an answer, to be honest. I think this can hit anyone at any time. It's one of them. It's one of them things. It's like you can fall over and break your arm.
Yeah.
You can fall into a depressed state or anxious state. It needs to be treated like a broken arm. Okay. As such.
Well, anytime you don't want to carry on, but you're feeling does it help you to talk about it, for instance?
It does, yeah.
Because this is where we're coming up to now. You put it on Facebook, your predicament, your situation, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Did you expect the results and the response you got from it?
Well, no, absolutely not. And I found I couldn't speak to my friends or my family about it. I felt a little bit embarrassed about it, and I didn't really know what was going on. So how do you tell someone what's going on if you don't know yourself? The best way I found to do it was to write it down. So I wrote everything down. I mean, like really wrote it down, every detail of how I felt and what I thought was going on, and sent it to two of my friends, and they replied with, well, you know, we didn't know it was that bad, which brought me to, you know, it felt like a weight off my shoulders because somebody else sort of understood where I was. Yeah, and at this point, I thought to myself a month later or something, you know, there's so many people that are going to be in my situation around my age that nobody knows this is going on. So I thought if I can write it down and get it out, then I can hopefully help people that way. And yeah, it went crazy. Literally, I've had hundreds of people message. I've had phone calls from Morocco, a lady from Morocco, which was really nice. She said she'd experienced it as well, and she was helping me out. It's gone to America, Scotland, Ireland.
The media got interested in your story as well.
Exactly.
I mean, what can you offer though? I mean, you're not counsellors. I know you said yourself.
Yeah.
So
no, I'm not.
Is it just because you're in the same situation? You just sharing stories, or?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, on Facebook, I offered my house out to people to come round, have a cup of tea with me. I can talk to people. I don't mind doing that. I find it quite.
Have you had people take up on that?
Yeah. I've had 7 last week.
Wow.
And these people range from the age of like 18 up to like 40.
Yeah. I mean, the Isle of Man government is kind of now say there is more money to be spent, and the police and that sort of thing on the mental health side of things. Do you think we're on message now?
I think the Isle of Man's slowly getting there. I mean, I read the other day that they have mental health nurses in up at the jail now. The thing I can't understand is, why do you have to get into that much of a bad place to be arrested for them to get help? I mean, that shouldn't really be the way. I
know the police are saying that quite a lot of the caseload now is mental health issues as well.
Exactly.
That's why they've got their more support they're getting.
So if you could help treat that before people got into a depressed mode and, you know, maybe thought about the wrong thing to do, you know, thinking about taking their own life and stuff like that, you should be doing that before they get into a prison cell. How
dark has thing got for you, or are you just plattering along? I mean, how do you describe it?
The darkest it got was sitting with my little boy playing the PlayStation. I was too scared. I couldn't do it. I had to ring his mum and ask her to come and get him. This happened for about a month and a half. I was just too scared to be around him because I didn't want him to be in a situation where if it did happen to me, he wouldn't know what to do. In that case, I just didn't want to scare him. So it got bad. I never had any sort of thoughts of taking my own life or anything like that. It never got that bad.
On medication?
Yes, yeah. On sertraline, I was sertraline it's called.
And what's that do? Just make you? Did it zone you out?
No, not at all. No.
I see some people always seem to look a bit sort of spaced out or something. But
well, funny you say that. That's exactly why I stayed away from it for 8 months.
Yeah.
I tried to figure it out and battle, and I got to a stage where I felt good on my own. But from medical advice, my doctor, he said just try it, and yeah, I don't feel spaced out or anything. But you do think that, don't you?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
The way forward, I know you think about making a sort of setting up a charity sort of thing.
Yeah.
Is that to give you purpose almost on this whole thing?
Yes, I think this really helps me as much as it can be helping everyone else.
Yeah.
I think the Isle of Man really needs something like this, something along these lines that people can. I'm not a doctor in a white coat, so I'm not going to scare you by telling you things that I've read in a book.
And no judgment and all that.
No judgment or anything like that. We can just have a chat. You can listen to my experience if you like. Just sit, listen to me, and if you want to relate to that or you want to talk, that's absolutely fine. I mean,
how have you found this then, going public?
Scary. Yeah, scary. I was a bit worried about going out. You know, going outside the house thinking people are just going to come up and think that I'm ill, and that's not the case. yeah, I have struggled through this, and I am still struggling through this a little bit. I do still have the bad days, but I think everyone does. But yeah, the support's been unbelievable, literally unbelievable.
Well, I think there's more to talk about this, so we'll make this a two-part interview, more in part two.